Petit Planet is shaping up to be one of the most talked about new games of the year, even though it has not officially released yet. When HoYoverse announced that they were working on a cozy life simulation game, the fans of Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail were already excited because the studio has a strong history of creating large, vibrant, and addictive worlds. But the biggest surprise was how quickly people began comparing Petit Planet to Nintendo's Animal Crossing, a franchise that has dominated the cozy gaming space for decades. As soon as the first trailers and images for Petit Planet came out, players instantly noticed the warm pastel visuals, the cute animal-like neighbors, the peaceful lifestyle mechanics, and that charming little world feeling that makes Animal Crossing so iconic. However, with the arrival of the closed beta, people quickly realized that Petit Planet is not just a copy of Animal Crossing. It is a completely different experience in many areas, and these differences may actually help it become a major competitor in the life sim genre. During the closed beta, various gaming outlets like IGN, TechRaptor, EU, and Siliconera were able to try out the early version of Petit Planet. Their reports gave fans a much clearer idea of how the game actually works moment to moment, what its biggest strengths are, what makes it feel familiar, and what makes it entirely unique. Because this is a HoYoverse project, many players expected flashy cutscenes, polished character animations, and lots of progression systems baked into the gameplay. But the real surprise was how the game mixes the freedom of a cozy life sim with the structured systems that HoYoverse usually includes in its RPGs. The beta ended up revealing 5 major takeaways that completely changed how people view Petit Planet, and these takeaways are exactly why the game could become something huge once it finally launches. The first big shock from the beta was the strong quest-driven structure of Petit Planet. Many fans assumed that, like Animal Crossing, Petit Planet would give players total freedom to wander around, decorate their homes, chat with neighbors, and pass the time however they liked without being pushed in any particular direction. Instead, the beta showed that Petit Planet is actually heavily centered around quests. You get main quests, side quests, neighbor quests, daily quests, and even special requests that appear during exploration. This quest-focused style gives the game a stronger sense of direction than Animal Crossing, which usually leaves players to discover things at their own pace. Some players may love this because it removes the common, I don't know what to do today, feeling that some people experience in Animal Crossing. With quests constantly available and easy to track, Petit Planet always gives you a clear reason to explore, craft, interact, and progress. But this quest-heavy structure comes with interesting implications. On one hand, players who enjoy RPG-style progression will appreciate always having goals, rewards, and steps to follow. On the other hand, fans who prefer the slow, pressure-free vibe of Animal Crossing may feel that Petit Planet pulls them into too much activity. The good thing, however, is that the beta testers mentioned you can completely ignore quests if you want. You can still walk around, fish, decorate, or relax without doing missions. But since the quests are so well organized and constantly visible, many players might naturally feel drawn to completing them. This makes Petit Planet feel more like a hybrid between a cozy life sim and a friendly RPG rather than a pure sandbox. The comparison to Hello Kitty The Island Adventure mentioned by Siliconera explains it perfectly. That game also has a cozy vibe, but still leads players through quests, giving them both freedom and direction. Petit Planet seems to be following that same mixed style, but in a much bigger world. The second major discovery from the closed beta is the presence of a daily energy system. Many HoYoverse games include stamina or energy restrictions, but fans were hoping Petit Planet would avoid this because it is meant to be a relaxing, cozy game without pressure. According to TechRaptor, activities like fishing, bug catching, and strength-based tasks all consume energy. IGN's Miranda Sanchez also confirmed that during her playthrough, actions that require physical effort reduce your energy bar. This means that, unlike Animal Crossing, where you can spend the entire day catching bugs or fishing without any limitations, Petit Planet may slow you down once your energy runs out. The good news is that testers said energy was fairly easy to replenish with foods found around the planet. During the beta, nobody felt stuck or forced to stop playing. But everyone also agreed that early beta tests do not always reflect the final version of a live service game. This is where concern comes in. Genshin Impact's resin system and Honkai Star Rail's Trailblaze Power are notorious for limiting how much players can progress within a certain period of time. Both games let you buy more energy with premium currency, and this has raised questions about whether Petit Planet will follow a similar pattern. In a cozy game, players typically expect endless activity, so if Petit Planet restricts how much you can do in a day, it may frustrate many people. However, there is also the chance that the Petit Planet energy system is designed differently, maybe not as a paywall, but as a way to encourage players to explore, craft, cook, and interact instead of doing the same activity on repeat. Since this is a beta, nothing is final yet. The hope is that HoYoverse will tune this feature in a way that keeps the game fun without interrupting the cozy flow. For now, the system works smoothly, but everyone is watching closely to see how it behaves in the full release. The third big highlight from the Petit Planet beta is easily the most exciting. The neighbors are far more developed than the villagers in Animal Crossing. This was something no one expected. Animal Crossing villagers are cute, but they follow predictable templates. Every peppy villager behaves almost the same. Every snooty villager shares similar lines, and their personalities are mostly surface level. Petit Planet appears to be flipping this formula. According to TechRaptor, the neighbors in the beta had unique jobs, personalities, and story arcs. One character, Yunguo, works as a farmer and even helps you learn the farming mechanics. Another character, Dorjilang, is a hat maker you meet during a star voyage. Each neighbor had its own quest line, and their interactions felt much more personal and meaningful. This could completely change how Sim fans bond with their in-game neighbors. If the final game includes dozens of neighbors with this level of personality and depth, Petit Planet may end up setting a new standard for cozy games. Instead of villagers who mostly repeat the same dialogue or offer simple interactions, Petit Planet's neighbors could feel more like real companions with stories, goals, and contributions to your planet. This makes the game feel more alive, and it also adds emotional attachment. Choosing neighbors becomes harder and more exciting because you are not just picking a cute animal, but selecting a character who brings something meaningful to your world. Many players have complained for years that Animal Crossing villagers have become too stale, too predictable, and too repetitive. Petit Planet seems to be answering this complaint directly with more layered NPCs. The fourth major takeaway from the closed beta is the strong emphasis on multiplayer. This is something HoYoverse excels at. Either games always include social features, co-op mechanics, or shared worlds in some form. Petit Planet continues this trend with the introduction of the Galactic Bazaar, a social hub where players can meet, chat, according to Interact Freely and TechRaptor. After a few hours of gameplay, players unlock the bazaar and can instantly see other players walking around. There are sitting areas where players can talk, exchange messages, and share small moments together. Since Petit Planet is available on PC and mobile, typing and chatting becomes much easier than on the Nintendo Switch. This is already a huge advantage over Animal Crossing, where communication feels slow and limited. The beta confirmed that players will eventually be able to visit each other's planets, though the previewers could not test the full range of features. Fans are curious whether visiting another player's planet will allow interaction with their neighbors, buying items from their shops, or sharing collectibles and resources. If Petit Planet expands social features even further than Animal Crossing, it may become a more connected, community-focused cozy game where friendships and collaborations play a central role. Multiplayer can breathe freshness into the life sim genre by giving players shared experiences instead of isolating them on their own islands or planets. Finally, the fifth major takeaway from the Petit Planet beta is that the game really does have the potential to challenge Animal Crossing in a serious way. Animal Crossing: New Horizons was a massive success, but it is no secret that many players feel the game lost content momentum over time. Updates slowed down, new events stopped coming, and the formula started to feel repetitive for some. Petit Planet, being a free-to-play live service game, has the advantage of constant updates, seasonal events, and regular content injections. HoYoverse is known for frequent patches, new characters, themed events, and exciting expansions. If Petit Planet receives the same level of attention, it could evolve much faster and stay fresh far longer than Animal Crossing. Accessibility is also a key advantage. Being available on both PC and mobile with cross-play means the game reaches millions more players instantly. You don't need a Nintendo Switch. You don't need to pay up front. Anyone can download it and jump into the cozy universe. With its combination of quest exploration, deep neighbor stories, multiplayer hubs, and frequent updates, Petit Planet has the foundation to grow into something huge. Even now, in its early beta form, many testers feel it offers something new and refreshing in the cozy life genre. Some even believe it could push Nintendo to reinvent Animal Crossing in its next major installment. After reading through all the beta impressions, it feels like Petit Planet is not trying to replace Animal Crossing. Instead, it is offering an alternative experience that blends the cozy charm of Animal Crossing with the polished progression systems of HoYoverse. It brings more structure, more story, more personality, and more social interaction into the life sim space. This could be exactly what fans have been waiting for, something familiar enough to feel comforting, but new enough to feel exciting again. And if HoYoverse commits to the long-term development of Petit Planet, then we might soon be looking at the next giant cozy game phenomenon.